Now, here we were given the sigma sub DLT as 40, but often you will not have that value given. You will have the demand and sigma sub D for one period is what you will have. So let's look at what the formulas we need. So assuming normal distribution, okay, for demand, ROP is D times L plus Z times sigma sub DLT, where D is demand rate, L is lead time, and sigma sub DLT is the standard deviation of demand during lead time. Now, what are the formulas for sigma sub DLT? Okay, so here let sigma sub L equal to standard deviation of lead time and sigma sub D is standard deviation of demand per period, per day or per week. So now there are 4 different cases that we can have. Okay, so that will go like this. So demand is constant and demand is variable, okay, with sigma sub D as standard deviation of demand. Per period. So for demand, these are the 2 possibilities, right? You know, what about lead time? Okay, so lead time can be constant, or lead time is variable with sigma sub L, okay, as the standard deviation of lead time. So how many days? The lead time is 3 days with the standard deviation as 0.5 days or something like that. Okay. Now, what is the formula for sigma sub DLT in each of these cases? Okay. That's what we are after. Once we have that, then we can determine the sigma sub DLT using that formula and plug it into this formula to find the reorder. Now, in this case, when lead time is constant, demand is constant, then sigma sub DLT is 0. So this was the first case that we considered way back, when both demand and lead time are constant. So in that case, safety stock is 0. There is nothing for us to worry about. Now if the lead time is constant and the demand is variable, and this is probably the most common case, because usually lead time will be constant, the demand is the one that will be variable, then sigma sub DLT is given by sigma sub D. So that is the standard deviation of demand per period, then times square root of L, the lead time. In this case, when demand is constant but the lead time is variable, this is probably the least likely case. Okay. Then the formula is D times sigma sub L. Now when both are variable, the demand is variable and the lead time is variable, then now this formula is little involved, and we're going to use a bar on top to indicate that this is variable, and L bar is the average lead time, then sigma sub D squared plus D bar squared. Okay, again the D bar indicates that the demand is variable and this is the average demand, sigma sub L squared. Okay. This is the formula when both are variable. So once you determine which cell is appropriate, find the sigma sub DLT using that formula and plug it into this equation to find the ROP.